Hey guys, just want to do another quick one here. Really kind of focused on farming teams at this point, and the difference in having a fast team that you can basically go across the dungeons with, right? Which I'm still kind of working towards in terms of rune quality for the double Lucian, double Talia Sabrina team, and not quite at the rune combination for that team that I like to be at to be able to run it across the board. So we're kind of sticking with the double Talia Sabrina portion of that team and seeing what change outs I can make to increase the success rates of these teams. And here we're kind of holding on to Verd on this one, but I was able to focus more on damage with Verd, and we added Shina, which is this is my second Shina. So she's not skilled up, she's on swift instead of violent, but she's speed tuned to go right before Verd, and the other twins go right after Verd. And the purpose of that is to get her right back in the rotation after the other twins have taken their turn, and basically allow a sequence of attacks that will get to give you 2 rounds basically before the tower takes its first turn, the right tower, the immunity tower. So that was the aim behind this team, and we're going to do a couple of runs just so we can kind of see how that works. That term she went turn 1, so we didn't really get the benefit of the AoE defense break, but again, with the double Talia Sabrina portion of that team, we still get the D break from the turn 1 on the Talias, so it works when it doesn't work, so to speak. So a little unfortunate there. Got a little gap. We're not supposed to have an attack go off in there, but what I like most about this team is that it almost never gets hit. Almost never. And that's a pretty typical example of how these runs go. It's not crazy fast. It is very stable, and honestly, I have not run this team as long as I've run some of the other comps that I've taken a look at, but for the time that I have been trying this out, and it's been maybe 2 weeks, I think, since I've gone with this comp, but I haven't farmed dragons as much as I've been farming necro. So with the time that I have been running, it's been very consistent, and it works. It's I like to kind of farm while I'm driving, which is probably not the best thing, but this allows me to not worry about the game. I just tap and do what I'm doing. So it's very good in that regard, because I'm not concerned. I'm really not concerned about how it's going to turn out. It's just wash, rinse, and repeat. So we're going to do one more run just to make sure that everything is everything, because this really tends to fall more often than not in the mid 50s seconds to maybe a minute 1, minute 2. which is good for me. It's fine for me. Zyros out of there reasonably fast. I'm sure this team would be a little quicker, I think, in clearing the waves if Shiner was on Violent, but the Shiner that I do have on Violent is considerably slower than this one, so it wouldn't work for the reason that this works. But you know, that's where we are, right? So I'm sorry, I said we're going to do one more. I'm going to do one more after that, and then we're going to take a look at these runes. That's interesting. I got 1 D break out of 4. But the buff to Verd really, I think, is a really good thing in terms of farming, especially because, you know, people were trying to do the whole song and dance of not maxing Verd's second skill with the skill ups, and I think, you know, to allow him 2 attacks on his second skill as well was just perfect. Okay, second tower went off, first tower is not there yet, and that's why it works. And even if, you know, it did go off, it would be so late, it would probably be too late. So again, we will go back here and we'll take a look at these runes. Actually, let's start here because she's the fastest. And again, we're just, you know, swift broken. There's nothing really exciting about her runes because she's honestly so good. She doesn't need a whole lot of excitement in her runes for this. That's what we're looking like there. Verd is second. Got put him on rage just to, you know, allow him to do something in the mix in terms of damage contribution. It still doesn't hold a match to the twins, but it is a contribution. So we'll go up here to Sabrina, and we're still pretty much going with the same runes that we've been going with this team for a while. I've done a few minor tweaks in the time that I've been doing it, but nothing substantial. And we go to the damage talia. Rage blade, attack, crit damage, attack, and that's what it is. So yeah, if you've tried the Devolution comp and it hasn't quite worked out as far as consistency the way that you have, you know, I think you just keep farming, keep upgrading your runes, and, you know, look for something along the way that's going to allow you to be more consistent in the fruits of your labor, so to speak. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this was helpful. If it wasn't, sorry. Yeah, just joking. You guys have a good one. Keep grinding.